Hi, my name is Caroline. I write the blog Whipped, and I'm the Spice Islands Flavor Explorer. Today I'm going to answer a few questions that people wrote on the Spice Islands Facebook page. The first one is from Christine York, who said, how long can I keep my spices? The ground spices will last about 2 to 3 years, and whole spices like whole cloves or allspice, those can be extended to about 4 or 5 years. But with the ground spices, you want to keep an eye on the color and the aroma. Especially the red ones are going to start to fade and get more brownish, and the aroma will be less pungent, and that means it's probably time to get yourself a new bottle. The second question is from Tanya Davis, and Tanya asks, how do I make vanilla sugar? To make vanilla sugar, you use a whole vanilla bean. You want to slice it lengthwise and scrape out the beans inside. And I have done it in the past with an old jar. You put 2 cups of sugar in the old jar with 1 vanilla bean, and you shake it together, and every few days shake it, and after about 1 to 2 weeks you'll have really fragrant vanilla sugar. To do a fast track method, you could put the 2 cups of sugar and the vanilla bean in a food processor and pulse it and process it for some minutes, and that's going to speed up the process. Karen O'Shaughnessy asked, what spices should I use when making split pea soup? Mine seems to be bland. Well, I have an idea for you. I think that it's always nice to put a little bouquet of spices in your long-cooked soups, like legume soups. So you could use either cheesecloth or a little muslin bag or a reusable tea bag. And for your split pea soup, I would suggest try about 5 whole allspice, a teaspoon of thyme, and a Spice Islands bay leaf. You don't need more than 1 because they're really strong. And just keep that in your soup during the cooking process. Afterwards, remove it. And try using the ground white pepper to season the soup along with Spice Islands sea salt and see how that turns out. The next question is also from Karen. She says if a recipe calls for a ½ teaspoon of either garlic or onion powder and a ½ teaspoon of salt, can she just use 1 teaspoon of garlic salt or onion salt? And I wouldn't do that because that would assume that the ratio of the garlic or onion salt is 50-50, and I don't think that's always the case. So I would stick to staying with the garlic powder and onion powder and using salt separately, which also allows you to season it with salt the way that you like it. Finally, Leanne Thurston says, when I cook with some spices, the spice seems still to be raw to taste when the dish is cooked. For example, curry, paprika, or chili mixed in oil over chicken wings. Why do they still taste raw, and how can I fix it? Well, if we're talking about the spice having a raw taste, you might prefer toasted spices. So you could try to use a hot skillet. You put the dry spices right in the skillet and make sure you're moving it with a wooden spoon until you get a nice aroma. And you can try those toasted spices on your dish. With something like chicken wings, though, I wonder if you might want to try bumping up your oven temperature a little bit, especially with the fatty skin on a chicken wing. Then you want to make sure that you get a nice crisp skin, and that would come from a hot oven. So that's going to help the spice flavors and everything make a nice crunchy chicken wing for you. So thank you everybody for your questions, and we'll see you on the Spice Islands blog.